Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have it all? All the money, the perfect health, the perfect relationships, whereas the others who struggle to meet even their basic needs? What do those people know that the others don't? Why do some of your prayers get answered whereas the others don't? In this video, we'll get to the answers for these questions. Now let's imagine that you had to travel to a foreign country as a part of your job, and you had to meet with a foreign official and get a deal signed for your company. And this was very crucial. Now, before you embark on this journey, you kind of plan the logistics of the trip. There are a few things that you would pay particular attention to. What language would you be able to converse with that official? Does he understand English, or maybe it's a different language, or would you need an interpreter? Because if you're not able to put your point across, if you're not able to communicate to each other, and the other side doesn't understand what you're trying to say, there's no point moving forward. The second aspect that you would consider is the timeline. When would be a good time for both of you to meet? You would also look at where's the location, where would you be meeting? And finally, how would this whole process look like this whole traveling and getting the deal, and are there any key things that you need to keep in mind? Now, instead of the official, let's imagine that it's the universe on the other side, and we're trying to put across our prayer and communicate with the universe. What would the logistics look like? Number one, what language does the universe speak? What language do we need to talk to that the universe can understand and respond back? So that's where the first key comes in. The universe only understands the language of energy. The universe only understands the language of energy, not English, not Mandarin, no other language, right? It only understands the language of energy. Now, what does this mean? So there are certain foundational truths that we have to understand in order to close on the first aspect. So I have three foundational truths that completely changed my life once I came to the realization of these. Number one, everything is energy. Now, before I understood this, I used to think of everything else as physical, and that's not wrong. Everything that you can perceive, everything in this physical dream is physical, looks physical. So it goes without saying that everything is physical. But when you start digging further, when you understand quantum physics, you get to the realization that everything that is physical is at its core just energy vibrating at various frequencies. Number two, everything is connected. Since everything is energy at its very core, everything and everyone is connected to each other. Number three, what you give is what you get back. Now, this is kind of the foundational truth that will change your whole perspective on life. Okay? Now, most people would look at this in the physical terms, like when you give someone a gift, they would reciprocate back with a gift or some other, monetary, benefit. But what I'm referring to is related to the prior 2 points. If everything is energy and everything is connected, it makes sense that you are also energy. You are essentially energy in a human container. That's what it is. Energy vibrating at different frequencies, energy vibrating at a specific frequency. That's what it is. Okay? Now, you have to understand that you go through a range of emotions throughout your day, right? And emotions are energy in motion. Okay? So you might go from happiness to, sadness to anger, and it fluctuates. But you do have a predominant emotion. And that predominant emotion / vibration is what gets reflected back into our reality. So if you are in a constant state of anger, the universe has no choice but to reflect back to you circumstances that support the fact that you are an angry person. So you would attract angry circumstances, an angry colleague, an angry boss. On the other hand, if you are a happy person, if your predominant state is joyful, pleasant, the universe will give you back circumstances of pleasantness and joy. This is almost like Aladdin's magic lamp. Aladdin had a magic lamp. Aladdin found a magic lamp, and when he rubbed it 3 times, a giant came out of it, right? And the giant asked him, "What do you want, master?" So this is essentially what it is. The universe is a giant sensor. Okay, it senses your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and your vibrations. But essentially, at its core, the universe senses your energy or your vibration that you emit out. Okay, so right from the time you're born, the universe is asking you, what do you desire? What do you desire? But it takes us some time to understand the language that the universe understands. You might have seen people who are always in a grumpy state, angry, and they always seem to be in that state because it's a feedback loop, right? They always stay in that they are in a constant state of anger and grumpiness, and the universe keeps giving them more circumstances of that. So until they are able to transcend that emotion and move above, maybe to boredom or optimism or some other emotion, until they're able to do that and until they are able to maintain that emotion for a specific period of time such that it becomes kind of a predominant emotion, the universe will continue to give them instances of grumpiness and instances of anger. You might have, on the other side, you might have seen people who always have a smile on their faces. No matter what day it is, no matter whatever happens in their life, they're always joyful, they're always pleasant. Why is that? Same thing, a feedback mechanism. Because they are able to maintain that high level of vibration, of joy and pleasantness, the universe has no choice but to reflect back to them circumstances of pleasantness and joyfulness. Number 2, when? So when do we meet the universe? Now again, we tend to think in physical terms. So the concept of time doesn't exist. It's only a mental concept that helps us make sense of our past, present, and future. But from a universe's perspective, there is no past, present, and future. Everything is occurring simultaneously. So the universe only understands the concept of now. The universe only understands now. That's all. The universe doesn't understand past, present, future. No, everything is happening now. So what does that mean? What does it mean? You don't get what you want, you get what you are. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. Read that once more. This is kind of, if there's anything I want you to take away from this whole presentation, if you can only take away this one line here, that's enough. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. Okay? If you want to be rich, the universe will say yes, you want to be rich and you'll be wanting forever. What do you feel inside? What's your truth that you feel inside? That is essentially what will get reflected back to you. In one of my prior videos, I had given an example of a king or a queen. So if you were a king or a queen and you felt that you were a king or a queen, but I dressed you up in beggarly clothes and took you out from your castle and put you on the sidewalk, would I be able to make you feel like a beggar? Think about that. Your external circumstances are not royal anymore, right? In fact, they look pretty beggarly. You're wearing torn clothes, you look very poor, right? So the external circumstances show that you are poor, right? Anyone looking at you would say that you're you're a poor person, right? But what do you feel inside? What's the truth inside? You would still feel like a king or a queen because you were raised to be a king, you were raised to be a queen. So that's the only feeling that you know. So since you feel like a king or you feel like a queen, that feeling would scream at you. It would make you so uncomfortable that you would have to somehow figure out a way to get back to your castle and reclaim your throne. That is the power of a feeling, the truth that you uphold. So it's not what you want, it's what you are. It's the truth, it's your feeling. What do you feel inside? And that's what the universe will reflect back to you. Okay? And the most important thing is, what do you feel right now? It's not about the past, it's not about the future. What are you feeling right now? What is the truth that you're upholding right now is what you will reflect back to you. Number three, where? Where would you meet the universe? So the universe only meets you within. The universe only meets you within yourself. There's no other place that the universe can meet you in, right? In the Bible, there is a verse which says that when you pray, do not be like the Pharisees or the Sadducees who go and pray in public and make it a public spectacle. But when you pray, go into your room, lock the door, and pray to your Father in secret. What does that mean? What does it mean to lock the door and pray in secret? Here's what it means. It means that you can talk to the universe, you can talk to God when you are not thinking. Because thinking is an artifact of your finite mind, your egoic mind. And the way thinking works is that your five senses which are always focused externally, right? Your sense of sight, your sense of hearing, your sense of touch, your sense of smell, all those five senses are always focused externally. And they gather the data, bring it back to your conscious mind, which gives it meaning, creates your beliefs and feelings, right? The universe cannot talk to you when you are in thinking mode. So, to go into your home and lock the door means lock your eyes, close your eyes. Close your eyes and your external senses. The eyes are said to be the window to your soul. So, if you close your eyes and close your ears and close your external senses, that will slow down your thinking process. That will shut down your finite mind. And when you get to that stillness within, when you get to that emptiness within, that is when the universe can communicate with you. Because in that emptiness, in that stillness, you and the universe are one. Now, finally, how would the whole process look like? Are there any key aspects that you need to consider or you need to be aware of? So the two key aspects in this whole process of communication are your thoughts and your feelings. Your thoughts and your feelings. Now, let's imagine that you're standing on the freeway and you have like cars going back and forth, right? And imagine that you have the ability to hop onto cars. So you hop onto one car, you jump from there, you hop onto the next car and go back and forth. Now imagine that same freeway is your mental freeway. Your mental freeway where thoughts are going back and forth. And you're hopping on one thought and going to the other one, you're hopping from there to the other. It's literally chaos. You are fully stressed. Whenever you're stressed out, when you were worried, that's what it means. That's your mind is working overtime. Okay? You're paying attention to so many things. Your energy is dispersed, and that's what causes the worry and the stress within you. So, the point is, if you want to create something consciously, okay, if you want to create something consciously, you have to pay attention to your attention. Your attention should be focused on that one desire or that one thought which comes from your true self. Okay? So you hop onto that one car or you hop onto that one thought. And when you pay attention to that particular desire or the particular thought, it will start pulling in other thoughts of a similar nature and it will expand. And the next thing is you hold your intention along with the emotion and feelings. It's going to pull your whole life energy into that particular thought. Okay? And if you take inspired action, that's how you take something from a mental or spiritual plane to its physical realization. Now, on the other side, if you're constantly worried or stressed out and you want them to go away, the best way to do that is to become detached, is to come and stand back on the freeway. Just become an observer. Just become a witness. The thoughts will come and go on your mental freeway. But as long as you're not attached to this, you're not giving your power to them. And when you get back, when you're getting back from a thought or a series of thoughts, and you stand back on the freeway, on the sidewalk, you're essentially pulling your energy back into your system. All the energy that was dispersed across all these thoughts is finally coming back into you. So that's the power of being a witness and observer. And when you become a witness, you observer, you come back to that point of stillness, the point of emptiness. Essentially, that is the point where you and the universe become one, and you can again communicate with the universe. So most of the time, we create unconsciously because we don't pay attention to our attention, right? Our attention wanders and it keeps hopping on from one thought to the next thought to the next thought, right? Especially in this age of social media, right? Like you go on YouTube and you've spent 4 hours and you're like, where has all the time gone? Because you're not consciously paying attention to your attention. Whatever you pay attention to, it grows. And whatever you witness, it dissipates. So you need to understand how the whole process of creation works. So whenever you want to consciously create something, you pay attention to it. And when you want something to go away, you become detached and become a witness, an observer. So I hope this video helped you. Let's just have a quick recap. Number one, what language does the universe talk? The universe only understands the language of energy because everything is energy. Because everything is connected, because at its very core, everything is energy vibrating at various frequencies. What you give is what you get back, right? Whatever vibration you're emitting out is essentially what the universe reflects back to you. That is the only choice. If you're vibrating anger, the universe has no choice but to hand over to you angry circumstances. Whereas if you're vibrating pleasantness and joy, that's what the universe will give you. So to track your emotions, to be aware of your emotions, and to take responsibility for emotions is the secret key. If you can understand that you're angry, if you're aware that you're angry, because if you're not aware that you're angry, you will continue to blame the physical world, external circumstances for your anger. Hey, my boss was angry with me. My wife was angry with me. All the time not realizing that you were angry within. It is your anger that got reflected outside in the form of your boss or your wife. So to understand, so to come to the realization that yes, it is my internal world that is reflecting out on the external screen. And once you come to that realization, taking responsibility for that and doing something about it. Is it possible for you to kind of move from a vibration of anger to maybe something else that can create a pleasant circumstance for you? So that's the what. When the universe doesn't understand the concept of time, that is a mental concept. The universe operates in this eternal moment of now. That's all the universe knows. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. It's a very key thing. What is the feeling that you have inside? Your feeling is that internal thermostat that regulates the external reality. It's like the thermostat in your home. You set it to a specific temperature. No matter there's a storm raging outside, no matter it's way hot outside, it doesn't matter. The thermostat will always regulate your home's temperature to what you've set it to, what you desire. Your feeling, your truth is your internal thermostat. If you hold on to that feeling, if you hold on to that truth, that the universe has no choice but to give you back what you are, what you're feeling, what your truth is. Number three, where? Where does the universe meet you? Within yourself. Because the universe cannot talk to you when you are thinking. Because thinking is an artifact of your conscious mind, of your finite egoic mind. Because when you're thinking, you're focused on the external world. So you have to close your external senses Shut down your thinking or slow down your thinking and come to a point of stillness. And in that stillness, you and the universe can talk. And how does the universe talk to you? By giving you suggestions, by giving you nudges, by gut feelings. And when you take inspired action on those gut feelings, that's when you are on your way to what you truly desire. Number 4, how? How does this whole process work? The main two aspects that you have to understand is your thoughts and feelings control everything. Your thoughts and your feelings. You have to pay attention to your attention. Your attention is the most priceless object that you have. Everyone is after your attention. Like all these advertisements, they are all focused on getting your attention, to draw your attention. So if you consciously want to create something, then you can pay attention to that particular desire or thought. Because when you pay attention to something particular, when you pay attention, you start focusing, you're drawing your energy towards a particular desire or a thought, and that blocks out everything. It blurs out everything in the background. And once you start paying attention, and with intention, if you can amass your life force energy and your feelings, you will definitely create the physical equivalent of that. And when you want something to go away, you start detaching from it. You become a witness, you become a observer, you come back onto the sidewalk and stay there until you get to the point of emptiness, you get to the point of stillness, where you're again in communication with the universe. And the universe will give you another gut feeling, another nudge, another suggestion on which you act. You can take the next step towards your journey. So I hope this video helped you. Let me know if you have any suggestions or feedback in the comments. Thank you.